Blighty Boxing with Frank Warren and Queensbury here with Lord Bowers of Epping. A catch up with the Guvnor.
Richard. Happy New Year.
And you, mate, how's things?
Yeah, all good, thank you. You?
Now, yeah, all good. Now, I promised I'm not going to keep you long because I know you've got your day to get on with. But, I mean, when I first walked in this morning, our conversation, it looks like you've got a gym where pretty much they've all got dates and they all know what they're doing. Yeah. And in this game, that's as good as it gets, isn't it?
Listen, we couldn't ask for much more. I mean, we've been lucky all through the lockdown. We was quite lucky. Everybody got out, and we've got dates in front of us for all the boys. So we're very lucky.
Let's go through them quickly. I mean, first out will be Billy Allinson.
Yeah.
Fresh off his Southern Area title win, he's now fighting against the fully English title against the fella he drew with in a Southern Area eliminator. Does that make sense?
Yes, bang on, bang on. Very
Jamie
good
Robinson,
fight. Jamie Robinson, very good fight. Two good fighters, both much better than their record, and both very entertaining. So a lot to look forward to.
I mean, even looking at it with a very cynical head on, I mean, if Bill comes through this successfully, it books him a money fight somewhere along the line, doesn't it?
100%. That applies to both of them actually. So they're both going to be going for it. There's a lot of pride at stake. Obviously, after coming off a draw, they both think they won it, which is great, and it's motivated Billy tremendously. I think Billy's come on a lot since he won the Southern Area title. Obviously, we put it back so that Conor Vine can fight for that title. Hopefully, Conor does well. He's someone we know very well, and it's beginning to flourish again, boxing.
So that's Feb 12 in Brentwood, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and then also you said who was next out after that?
Ellis is on the same show.
Ellis
and
now.
Aaron's out as well.
Aaron Prosper, yeah. Yes. Is that on the same show or a different one?
No, that's on a different show. That's on a Dean White show.
Okay. Oh, it's getting complicated, isn't it?
I know, it's hard to hold it all in your head and all, so don't push me on anything.
So Ellis obviously jumped on a Frank show.
Yep.
Last year, went quite well. You happy with what you saw?
No, I was really pleased with Ellis. I thought he looked quite polished as it happens. No complaints there. Obviously, get back in the gym, then it's back to the drawing board and going over and just drilling the same sort of things that we drill day in and day out. But the actual performance from Ellis as coaches, like myself, Andre, Ray, and Adam, was all over the moon. Eric as well. So we was all pleased with the performance.
I mean, if you look at that cruiserweight scene, I mean, he's not that far away from jumping into that mix, is he? Because
no, he's not. But he hasn't had a great experience. He won't mind me saying this. He's not had a great amateur experience, and he's not done much as a pro yet. But he's learning every day, and not just because he's here. I'm not saying he's learning every day because he's here, but he actually puts the work in, and I think he's an improving fighter. And like you say, the cruiserweight's a funny division, isn't it? They're really good. And the ones that are not as good as the ones that are really good are all on the same level. There's not a lot in them. On any given night, anyone could win. So you've got to be on point if you're in the cruiserweights and you're fighting and looking forward to go forward, because one win can put you right up there.
Okay, tell me.
There's a big gap between the elite and.
Tell me about Aaron Prosper. I don't know anything about him. So.
Well, we're sort of in like most of our fighters. They drift in and then they sort of stay. Or they go, whatever the case is. No, Aaron's fitted in very well. He's a nice kid. He's quite heavy-handed, believe it or not.
What weight is he?
He'll be a lightweight. It could even be a light welter, but it depends where we go with him. But
has he had many fights?
No, he's not had many. He's only had two. He's had 2 stoppages. He'll probably, like I say, he'll probably be about a light welter, sort of in between a welter, and. It all depends where he grows into. He's a cousin of a good friend of ours, Julius Francis, and his dad brought him over, George, and he fitted in quite well. You know what I mean?
It's a blast from the past.
It's a blast from the past, isn't it? But obviously Julius is still a big part of the gym, and has a presence here even when he's not here. So it's nice that he sent his relation over.
Excellent.
So thanks, Julius.
Now then, well, obviously. You're safe to talk about this because I won't release any footage until things are officially announced. There's going to be a prospect show.
Yep.
Was it March 10?
11th.
March 11, which is going to be headlined by Chris Bork.
Yes.
Now there's been some news about this. in terms of it looks like the British title's going to be available, which is fantastic for Chris.
Well, listen, not only fantastic for Chris, it's fantastic for the show, and as always, it's fantastic for the boy in the other corner.
Mark
Leach, and he's a good fighter, good southpaw. I think for me, I think it's an exciting fight. Normally, two southpaws, without being too disrespectful, don't gel. But I think their two styles will gel because of how they both box.
Will make it happen, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll be a good fight.
What struck me early on is I didn't realise. I think this will be Chris's 10th fight, something like that.
11th, isn't it? He's 10-0 now.
All right, he said. That's what
Listen, you're the knowledge.
Yeah. But in whatever it is, it's not a lot. And in that time, he's done the Southern area. He's beaten the English champion. He's won a WBC strap, and now he's getting a British title shot. Inside that 10 or 11 fights, that ain't bad going, is it?
No, it's good going. But listen, as I always say, Chris is a quality fighter. He's come through the ranks. He's come through the amateurs. He's done the British. He's done everything correct. Even though he's only 10 fights in, he's a mature, young man at the sport. He crossed over to the professionals very well. His style suits it really good.
Didn't make a lot of noise, did he?
No, but he's done it right, like you just said. He's fought for the right titles. Although we never fought for the English, he still beat the champion, who's a good fighter. And really pleased with Chris. And we spend a lot of time together, and he's good stuff.
Louie Lynn, he had his cut.
Yeah.
March 19th, I believe, for his next fight, and he was saying early on, but he hopes it might be another version of the WBC.
That's what it's looking like
titles.
At the moment, but listen, we know boxing, anything can happen, and it changes. He'll be getting ready for a title fight, and then that's in the lap of Frank, Steve, Vincent, Andy, whoever makes them decisions in the office or the TV. And we'll go along with it, Louis wouldn't shy away from anything, would he?
What was it like
Unfortunately.
What was it like trying to keep him occupied during his time when he couldn't do a lot with that horrible cut?
Well, to be fair, it wasn't as bad as what you not the cut. Keeping Louis occupied wasn't as bad as what you think, because if you give him something to do, he does it wholeheartedly. So it's not like he drifts away.
He was still in the gym a couple of days later.
Pardon?
He was still in the gym a couple of days
later.
later.
Yeah, well, once the stitches was out, he was back and banging on the door to get in, but we was trying not to let him, but as some fighters are.
What did you think of that fight? I mean, style-wise, it's
to be fair, put me out of my heart, I didn't enjoy it.
No.
But that's boxing, Sometimes that's how styles gel, and that's how fights turn out. Sometimes can be too much passion brought to the ring, and you don't see the real quality of the fighters. But it's a fight at the end of the day. You can plan for all these things and you work out all these permutations and try and be clever, but when the lights are on, they get in there and it happens.
It can be a bit annoying sometimes, especially these days, but whenever there's a remotely close fight, everyone starts bleating on about rematches. But why? Why in Louis' career position and everything else, the styles, why would you do that again?
Well, listen, they might meet up again later on down the line.
You don't need to do it now.
We don't need to do it tomorrow. Listen, they both give a lot of their self there, and again, without talking out of turn about any other fighters, I thought Louis won, and I see him as a good winner.
You had another bad cut around that time, didn't you? Billy, wasn't it? Yeah.
Same two fights, both on the weekend, both stopped on cuts.
Yeah.
And then you don't have a cut for a long while. It's what it is, isn't it?
Tom Akindele, come on, now tell me.
We're still waiting on his medical.
Is there hope on the horizon for him? Because he lost out. He was going to fight in Northampton.
Yep.
Something else, I don't know what. Something else went wrong, but he didn't fight.
Yeah.
The boys, as far as I know, I remember doing an interview with him for your dinner show, and there hasn't been one of those for 2 years.
Yep.
So it must be at least
Tom's
2 years ago.
been in the gym with us from the day that Denzel walked in the gym with us, basically.
Yeah.
And Tom's, sparred everybody, never let us down, always in. Whatever you ask, he just doffs his hat, for want of a better word, and gets on with it. So Tom's, how can I say, fixtures and fittings without being rude to Tom. If we're doing something, Tom's always there doing it with us. If the boys are fighting, Tom's always there. Just unfortunately, we haven't got him over the line with his medicals yet. He's got a problem with his eyes, and that's nothing that we can fix.
Is it retrievable?
I hope so.
Well, is that the advice you're getting? But
yeah, well, I think most boxers or most trainers and people around gyms will have been in similar situations when they've got a boy in the gym and they want to get him out, but for one reason or another there's a medical problem, and it's not, we can't say yes or no on that. No. He has no problems. He's been to his, he's been to his opticians. He's done everything the board have asked for him. It's for them to give him the clearance, and I wouldn't second guess that. If they say we're not ready, we're not ready.
Has he got another meeting or is another?
Yeah, it's still going on now. It's still bubbling under, but. Again, I can't put that right.
It's a good job he's got an even temperament, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I say. Tom's good stuff. He's like fixtures and fittings, Obviously, it must get him down because he's been here and see people's careers come and go, like Sean Phillips, Jamie Branch,
Dan,
yeah.
Dan Carr, I meant,
yeah, Danny Carr, yeah. So obviously Dubois, he sparred loads of rounds with Dubois. He's helped everyone out. Like I said, from Jamie to Denzel to Ellis, he's worked with everyone. So, we have to give that time back to him because that's just how it is sometimes in boxing.
Dorian's still about?
Yeah, he was here last week. He's been in Croatia. Was it Croatia? He was in Dubai with his wife because he's just got married. He's about, but we ain't got no dates for him.
No, he's still working. Going. He's not.
Oh yeah. He's still down the gym. He goes to the gym in the morning. The gym in County Town, and he's still training, but we haven't got no dates for him. And I've got no work for him at the moment.
So you haven't really got the sparring for him anymore, have you? So?
No.
Right, Mark, thank you for the update.
Thank you, Richard. Happy New Year to everyone. All the best.
You take care, and we will see you very soon.
Thanks.